options are few. Got the premier boys lined up 2 by 2. Discord's buzzing, everybody's feeling right. Yeah, the green flag's waving under stadium lights. Talladega draft and Daytona too. Unlimited boys coming thundering through. Grand National Wednesday, TNT on Thursday night. Everybody's chasing glory underneath the lights. Hey, hey, my OP friends are racing tonight. Cranking up the iRacing under neon lights. Trading pain and talking smack till the morning light. Yeah, my OP friends are racing tonight. Well, somebody's loose coming out of turn 4. Spotter yelling inside while they're banging doors. One fast repair and a prayer in the pits. Trying not to wad it up in the tri-oval mix. Got MaxspeedTV streaming all around. Fans in the chat making plenty of sound. From the backstretch party to the checkered flag fight, you know OP Racing's bringing horsepower tonight. Hey, hey, my OP friends are racing tonight. Cranking up the iRacing under neon lights. Trading paint and talking smack till the morning light. Yeah, my OP friends are racing tonight. Whoa! Well, the drinks are cold and the wheel is tight. Everybody's hunting that victory tonight. From Echo Park down to IRSS, if you ain't an OP, man, you're missing the best. Hey, hey, my OP friends are racing tonight. 4 wide at Daytona, and they're holding it tight. Discord OP Racing, shining bright. Yeah, my OP.
Shopping for a new Chevy? Chevyland stands apart from the competition. Explore over 12 acres and more than 260 vehicles with truckloads of savings, like $10,000 off select new 2026 Silverado 1500s, 1.9% financing on Blazer and Silverado, plus the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months complimentary maintenance. That's peace of mind, only at Chevyland. And that's why we're #1 in North Louisiana. Come see the difference for yourself at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters.
Welcome back, race fans. Tonight, round number 4 of season 17, the OP Super Speedway Premier Series. Tonight at the 08 of Daytona. Yes, the bumpy old Daytona. So not the new one, of course, combination of the next-gen cars and the 08 of Daytona could definitely make for some interesting racing tonight. Of course, we've got a pretty packed field out there here this evening, too. More on that here in just a little bit. But tonight's race sponsored by Alex Greene. So a big shout out to Alex out there sponsoring tonight's race. I've got those pre-race analytics pulled up here already for everybody here tonight. Now remember, stage a lap at the completion of lap 40 to 41. Also, the top 10 need to cross the line before that caution is thrown. Now, if we have a yellow, 3 laps prior to that, more than likely that will be the stage. And unfortunately, I think we've had, our fair share of yellows, getting down to that stage already this season. So hopefully we can get into that stage caution here tonight, maybe get some green flag pit stops in as well. An air temp of 67, a track temp of 77. They're dealing with some wind out there too at right now at about 8 miles an hour. So that wind can definitely be, play into a factor here as well. 80 laps, that is all they do on Monday nights. 200 miles here tonight. Unlimited tires, however, the fuel load tonight, 45%, and that is going to put them at about, somewhere between 15 and 20 laps, I would think. I don't think they can go much more than that unless they're saving. But if we get green flag pit stops in, we'll know the exact amount or close to where, they're going to have to come down pit road. Now, speaking of pit road speed here tonight, 60 miles an hour with a pace speed of 70. Taking a look at our point standings here coming into round number 4. Gabe Butler up 4 spots into first at 122. Mark Person, he did drop by 1. That is all. He's still hanging out in the top 3 here in second at 115, 7 behind Gabe. Anthony English staying in third at 108, 7 behind Mark. And Zachary Workman down 2 into fourth at 105, 3 behind Anthony. Hunter Reynolds down a spot as well into fifth at 102, 3 behind Workman. Christopher McCullough, after last week's great, fantastic finish, Christopher actually finished in P2. He was one of the 2 drivers that we didn't get the interview because they were in the wrong room, but that's okay. If I see them pop in here sometime tonight, I'll definitely try to get them up here. But Christopher McCullough there in 6th at 94 points, 8 behind Hunter. Peter DeBorgia down 2 spots into 7th at 86 points, 8 behind Christopher. Jeffrey Crosby Jr. staying in 8th at 78 points, 8 behind Peter. Jeff Crosby Sr. up 2 spots into 9th at 72 points. He is 6 behind his son there. Mark Mann and Les Levy tied for that top 10 here. Les up a spot. Mark staying in 10th. Both of them at 66 points. And both of them 6 behind Jeff Crosby Sr. Jimmy Reynolds up 10 spots into 12th at 65 points, 1 point behind Levy and Mann. And then another tie between Christopher Jordan and Brett Wolf. Christopher up 2, Brett up 3, 64 points between the 2 and 1 point behind Jimmy. And then our last tie here between James Mayer and Rick Sebrands. James up 3, Rick up 3 as well. Both of them at 63 points and 1 point behind Wolf and Jordan. So definitely still close in points throughout here early on in the season. Right now here in practice, though, we got Gabe Butler hanging out up in the top spot here in practice. Jeff Crosby Sr. there in second, and what a sharp-looking car that is, red, white, and blue. And, of course, the Napa Auto Parts car as well. Jeff Crosby Sr. looking pretty strong here in practice. A.J. Walker setting in third, Brett Wolf fourth, and Ron Dill running out the top 5. Ron in the Hockey America number 30 car. I know he is also in chat here tonight. If he is listening in there, Ron, can you wave at us? Move your car back and forth there, buddy, and give us a little wave. I know you're doing some bumps there and don't want to disturb you, but I don't think he's listening in on us. But if he is in that number 30 Hockey America car. We got Logan Detweiler out there, Eric W., Brendan Kennedy, and, of course, Ron as well in chat. But we're going to go ahead and step aside here and play our national anthem here tonight. So, Logan, I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, that was back in December. Man, it's, even though it's, been, several months, it's still, I have my days, but I tell you, I do appreciate that, Logan. I really do, bud. But we're going to step aside, play our national anthem here tonight, qualifying here at the 08 of Daytona. Should be underway when we come back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
All right, qualifying underway here tonight. If I sound a little bit off here, folks, I'm not feeling well for some reason. I think I'm tired. But I'm here. And so if I get quiet, well, y'all know the ordeal. We got a lot of drivers out here putting in their lap. Looks like Everett Lane, Les Levy, Andy Brigante, Gabe Butler, Chris Breidenbaker. First lap. First laps are rolling in here. Looks like Dustin Loxton right at the moment in the top spot. Well, there goes Robert DuPont there up in the top spot. And Dustin in second. Andrew Schroeder out on the track. Gabe Butler, Zachary Workman, Anthony English, Frank Ranger Jr., Mark Mann, Duke Conrad, Jeff Crosby Jr. also out here. Les Levy. Looks like Les is going to go up into that fifth spot. Jeff Crosby Jr. going to go into 12th. Anthony up to third. Several drivers, though, still have not started their lap. Jesse Meyer is on his first lap, one and only lap. Mark Mann going up into fifth. Dude Conrad going into sixth. Scott Warren is on his first lap here as well. Let's see here where that number 76 goes. With a 58.95. That is going to propel Scott up into the top spot here. The only driver at the moment in the 50.8s. James Mayer with a 50.944. Now Brett Wolf and Dwayne Corbett. It looks like Brett with a 50.944. And it gave him a 943. So that's going to put him up into ninth. So now we're just waiting on Dwayne Corbett. It looks like Sean Stevens, Rick Seabrands, Christopher Jordan, Lynn McNeese, David O, and Christopher McCullough are not going to come out and qualify. The final 17, 15 seconds here. That is going to do it. Dwayne Corbett with a 59.50. Going to put him up into 11th. But Scott Warren going to grab the top spot here tonight to put him on a pole. I do not see Scott in Discord. So, okay then. Well, it looks like we're not going to be able to interview our pole sitter here tonight. However, Scott Warren is going to grab the pole. If he pops in here, I'll make sure I grab him. But Scott Warren grabbing the pole out here tonight. Let's go ahead and grid him up here this evening. So row one. And P1, P2 here, Scott Warren, Robert DuPont. Congratulations again to Scott on the pole. Robert there going to start on the outside in second. Row 2, Dustin Loxton, Anthony English. Row 3, Gabe Butler, Mark Mann. Row 4, Duke Conrad, Adam Kilday. Row 5, is going to be Brent Wolf, James Mayer. That's rounding out the top 10. Row 6, Dwayne Corbett, Les Livy. Row 7, Peter DeBorgia, Jimmy Reynolds. Row number 8, Everett Lane, Dave Hunt. And row 9, Chris Breidenbaker, Jeff Crosby Jr. And row 10, that's going to be the top 20, Andrew Schroeder and Jeff Crosby Sr. Row 11, Zachary Workman, Andy Bergante. Row number 12, A.J. Walker, Jesse Meyer. Row 13, Frank Ranger Jr. and Ron Dill. In row 14, going to start our non-qualifiers. That's going to be Rick Seabrands and Sean Stevens. Row 15, David O. and Christopher McCullough. Row 16 is Christopher Jordan and Lynn McNeese. It looks like 33 cars out here tonight. A pretty good size field, and there is Scott right there. Let's go ahead and see here if I can grab him real quick. Scott, grabbing the pole out here tonight. I seen you pop in there. I know you finished in third last week as well, trying to redeem yourself, and it starts tonight, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, the view at this end of the field's always a lot better than back there, especially when we're on Bumpy Daytona. But, as I usually do, I'll probably find my way to the back and have to come up front. And you know how it goes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I'm just sorry about last week. I didn't see y'all up there hanging out in the other room, so... But, it is what it is. It happens. But,
Yes,
I think
sir.
it's going to be a good race. I mean, we've got 33 cars out here tonight, but this track is something else.
Josh, I got to tell you, this is one of the tracks that I perform best at in race runs. So, real strange for me to put up a P1 in quali on this track for whatever reason. I did tonight. That's all good, and I'm happy to be starting up front because I know guys are a lot more hesitant to go 3 and, God forbid, 4 wide on this track. I'll do my best to stay up front tonight.
All righty, Sky, good luck. Entering 3 now, so we're not going to keep you, buddy. Good luck, man.
10-4, brother. And again, shout out to my posse in the chat, my dad, my wife, my brother, and everybody else that's tuning in tonight. Have a good night.
Yep. All right. Well, that is Scott Warren out there here this evening. It does look like Kyle is in chat. Looks like Bubba Winningham in chat out here tonight. Nice to see old Bubba out there. Sass Cannon out there as well. Nice to see you all. Eric W. hanging out with us. Here we go. Pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road for the first time. Hopefully the only time here tonight other than the stage. But here we go. Green flag is out. Boogity, 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 folks. Here we go. We're racing at the old Daytona for round number 4. And it looks like Everett Lane and Jimmy Reynolds and Gabe Butler started from the pits here. Interesting. It looks like Steve Rada. All right, getting up front here already. It looks like that inside line. Oh, the 126 of Robert DuPont did get around Scott Warren there on the bottom. Anthony English going to lead the top side here with Mark Mann and the 85 of Adam Kilday in tow. Coming to the first lap completion here, and it's going to be the 44 machine of Anthony English. The 1 lap down and 79 more to go in the race. A long, long race indeed. Well, a long-ish race. I wouldn't say a long race, a long-ish race. These cars, a lot of drivers do not really know how to drive these cars, and I'm not saying any of these drivers do. But they are different than, your Gen 6 cars, your Xfinity cars or O'Reilly cars. I still call them Xfinity cars, but the B car, they are a different animal here. As boy, that 04, Mark Mann giving the 44 a shove there on that outside already. Brian Romero out there in chat. Steven joining us as well. Hey, Steven. Might not be doing a whole lot of talking here tonight, folks. Like I said, I'm not feeling well. But we are going to be here. We're going to be watching it. I'm going to give y'all... Ooh, looks like the one of Peter DeBorgia here going to take it 3 wide. Oh, man, 3 wide at this track. Oh, man, a little sketchy. I don't know if I would do that this early, but... Then again, that's why they're down there and I'm up here, so... Yeah, I'm not feeling too well. I don't know if I didn't get enough sleep or what, but I just feel just blah, you know. Looks like we're seeing the number 3 coming up through here as well. Is that the 3? Yeah, that is the 3. Or 3 on the car here, and that is the 3 or 03 of Steve Arata here, trying to make his way up toward the front. It looks like he got a late entry here too. As you see, everybody else has got a starting number. He does not, so he got a late entry here. Looks like the 81, well, they're going to be flying. Looks like getting single file up toward the front. Daiquiri Workman also in the mix here. 33, Jeff Crosby Jr. I think it's because I'm tired, and I know Wednesday I've got a pretty long day ahead of me, so... I'm going to be moving, so I got to go get a U-Haul and such, and then, you know, pay my bills, or what bills I am going to pay anyway, I guess you could say. Now, Scott Warren does have 3 laps now under his belt here. Right up ahead of the 44 of Anthony English. Mark Mann still looking to lead some laps. Anthony's got 2 laps under his belt. Everybody doing a very good job for the most part, keeping it straight. Keeping all 4s on all 4s. Oh, okay. Well, with the holidays coming up, oh, we're going to have 3 wide. This could either go good or bad. Wow. Well, Steve Rodda backed out of that very quickly, and probably a smart move, but he was 3 wide right in the middle of all that, too. That definitely could have went south pretty quick, but backed out of it, got back in line. Now we're back to side-by-side racing up toward the front, checking on everybody else back here. And they're pretty much single file back here. Not a whole lot going on. We do have Jimmy Reynolds, Gabe Butler, and Everett Lane back here kind of working together. But, you know, they started from the pit, so they're just, you know, doing their own thing. And I would say that's probably the smartest thing to do. Would be kind of just hang back and just kind of wait. Now, they do get 1 fast repair here tonight, and that's it. So, something was to happen, and they have to use a fast repair, then you're going to have to be careful. Yeah, it's the VA, Steven. You know they don't get no big hurry. With them, it's a hurry up and wait. So... All right, front. I know these cars too, boy, they suck up pretty well. And you also got to watch how, the temps, they also heat up pretty quick too. So we see Les Levy going to lead a lap there with the help of the 19 of Zachary Workman. Steve Arata on the bottom here as well up front. Woo! Zachary Workman shooting up to the top side right in front of Mr. Batman himself, Mark Mann. Right now, though, really nothing happening. We see more 3 wide back here, though. This could get a little dicey. That is the one of Peter DeBorgia, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. They're making it work as well. But can they get up there? Right now, it's more like a parachute, and they're just not moving. I think if they can get a couple of more cars up there, maybe. But as of right now, well, here we go. Let's see if maybe they can get some more up there on top side here in that third lane. I know these two are not afraid to go 3 wide. If the 76, yep, 76 is going to go peek out of the outside. Here we go, 3 wide. Up front, Scott Warren, Peter DeBorgia, Jeff Crosby Jr. on the outside. Got Zachary Workman, the 62 of Les Levy, Mark Mann, Steve Arata, all right there together. Now Zachary going to go third lane. And now back into that second lane. Back to the third, back to second. He's actually going where the run is. So if he sees the run coming on the outside, he'll go to the outside. If he sees the run going to the bottom, he'll go to the bottom. But the problem for Zachary is being out front, and you're going to burn up more fuel doing that. So lap number 12. Vacationing Administration. That's a good name for the VA. Vacationing Administration. Yeah, that's a new one, but that's a good one. I like it. Eric came up with a good one. Next time I go to the VA, I'm going to have to tell them, yep, y'all's just a bunch of VA people, vacationing administration. I don't know if they'd take too kindly to that, but I mean, I don't work for the VA, so it ain't gonna bother me none. It is true, Eric. It is. They don't get no big hurry for anything. I think the only big hurry that they get in is what Steven does, when they're trying to get the veterans out, back in the workforce to help them with, computers and stuff like that. I know they try to, get going and get all that taken care of. But then again, all that's got to be, signed off on and confirmed and this, that, and the other. That's a whole different mess in itself. Steven knows. I know you do, Steven. I know. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, build a whole new building just to let it be vacant. Yeah. That sounds like the the old Walmart neighborhood markets that they built all around. And Dollar General actually capitalized on those, man. They bought them up quick. Well, all right, lap 15 into the window for pits. That window is open. 15 to 20 laps on the run. We're lap 15 here, folks. So we are now in that window for some green flag pit stops. Now the question is, though, when do they come down pit road? I think you really got to go as far as you can, maybe early on. and then just kind of see where everything plays out. Oh, the 81 up into the wall. Are we going to have a yellow? Yeah, we will. Well, I opened my big mouth up too soon here, and now the yellow is out. And it looks like it actually happened up here with the somewhere around the 81 of Dustin Logston here, and I believe this is exactly where it is going to start. Oh, did Scott Warren take that 3 wide out of the corner here? And Scott went to the middle. And Dave Hunt was right there in that Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University 53 machine. And I don't know what happened. We're going to get on Dave here. And we're going to see Scott go to the inside. And I think right there, that's where the contact was. That's where it all started. And that is where it all broke loose here. That's where that yellow is going to come out here. Almost got right there for a green flag pit stop. And it was kind of a chain reaction. Looks like the 76, the 014, oh no, the 46, the 73, the 78, the 8, the 77. Gonna get a piece of it. And boy, the 84 of Lynn McNeese just locked it down as well. Them tires weren't even moving at all. So first yellow gonna be coming out here. And everybody coming down pit road. No surprise. No surprise at all with them being out as long as they was, that everybody would come down and go ahead and get, oh no, A.J. Walker with a black flag here. Probably entering the pits too fast from what I'm guessing. And something just happened to James Mayer here. Oh, it looks like he did stop. And then he come out, and I think he might have got on the gas just a little bit too hard. Oh, he hit that bump, and that's what shot him back up the track. Oh, no. Well, that is definitely going to hurt. Now, it looks like he did not get a black flag for it because he was already past the pit road exit cone. So, I believe he will be able, yeah, he is going to be the first one off of pit road technically. So, he's going to drive right into the pace car there. Now, is it going to let Adam Kilday go around him? I thought James pitted. Oh, okay. James is going to have to come back down. He didn't even stop. Uh-oh. All right. So we'll probably see James Mayer come back down pit road. So Adam Kilday, Anthony English, Peter DeBorgia, Jeff Crosby Sr., Jeff Crosby Jr., Robert DuPont, Les Levy, Dave Hunt, Mark Mann, and Ron Deal. That'll be our top 10 once James comes back down pit road. All right. Well, James back down pit road. So Adam Kilday will be our leader. And it looks like Adam has chosen the bottom lane here. So that's going to put Anthony English topside here. Coming to lap number 20 at Greene. AJ Walker still has that black flag, so I would imagine he'll have to come down pit road under green flag conditions. Oh, we've currently got about 16 of you watching. We've got 9 wait, see here. We got 11 likes already here tonight. Oh, I love it. Love seeing it. Love seeing it. If you haven't already, hit that like button here tonight, folks. Hit that subscribe button as well. All right, pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road here. We're going to be going back green. We're going to be about 21 laps short here of the stage. Pace car's down. Here we go. Green's back out. Here we go. Back underway here. Looks like the 126 of Robert DuPont's got some front end damage. Get up here on, yeah, looks like he hit a small tree out there here tonight. Oh, looks like David O has taken his car behind the wall already here. Wow, I did not expect that. I don't think he did either, to be honest with you. All right, well, let's see here. Possibly some more 3-wide action. Watching Steve Rada back here, as well as Zachary Workman. Yep, and there goes Rada to the outside. Looks like Workman's going to go right along with him. The 81 of Dustin Logston also right up there as well. Whoa, here we go. Another wreck. Oh, no. All right, well, let's see here. Let's find Steve Arata, because I know he was right up in that mix, and that was the 3-wide situation. That hardly ever works out. And right in through the, coming right through the tri-oval here. Now we're on Rada. It does look like the 30 comes up a little bit, but does not get into the 30. And then Zachary Workman is right there as well. Did Zachary hook? No, Zachary did not hook him that I can see. Right there. Oh, that was, I think, some net coating there. If you look at it. Right there. I think that might have been a little bit of net code there. Right there. Yeah. And that, of course, ended up hooking Steve Rada right down into the 30 of Ron Dill, right down into the 04 of Mark Mann. And it was on from there. It looks like several more are going to get involved in this, too. The 17, the 8, the 903. Oh, the 4 of Rick Seabrands as well. Well, shoot. All right, Anthony English bringing them down pit road again. Now, this is going to put them right there at that window for the stage. Anthony English coming out first, looks like. Yeah. And Adam Kilday, Peter DeBorgia, Robert DuPont, Jeff Crosby Jr., Les Levy, Jeff Crosby Sr., Dave Hunt, Dwayne Corbett, and Gabe Butler. Showing Ron Dill in the lead, but he is on pit road. He is not our leader. It should update here. Probably when they cross the line, it'll update. All right, and there we go. All right. So the driver right up ahead of the pace car is Jesse. And it looks like Jesse is probably going to get his lap back here. I would imagine he is right up ahead of the leaders. So, unless he comes down pit road, which that's what it looks like he's going to do, is come down. So, he will not get his lap back. I mean, if I was him, I'd have stayed out, but that's just me. All right, no, lap 25 will be lap 26 on Greene here. We'll have exactly 15 laps to go. Definitely can make it to the end of the stage here. And that is, of course, if we stay green, they'll be good to go. Pace car will dive down to the safety of pit road. Anthony English, Adam Kilday, Peter DeBorgia, Robert DuPont, Jeff Crosby Jr. That is our top five. Anthony on the outside line here. All right, well, here we go. 120. Oh, we're going to have some checking up on the outside. I don't know if somebody missed a shift or what, but we had an accordion effect out there. Everybody's all right, but, well, that definitely could have been a lot worse. And this track is so bumpy. You can see just how bumpy it is. Right along here with Jeff Crosby Sr. here, and you can just see how bouncy it is. Even on the front stretch here, it's not easy through the tri-oval. Right behind the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., his son. Man, that's bumpy. Good Lord Almighty. That's why my brother calls it Bumpy Bobblehead Daytona, because you're just bobbing everywhere. Track temp. Looks like 3 wide. We'll look at that here in a second. Looks like the 88 of Gabe Butler going to go 3 wide. Peter DeBorgia as well up top here. Track temp 79 degrees. We're 3 wide, 2 rows deep up front. Oh, man, this is where I get a little tense, because I mean, I know we got some great drivers up front here, but all it takes is one bad move. And that right there is what happens. That was Dwayne Corbett and Zachary Workman. There is no yellow on that. But as you can see here, the 9 was right there, come right up, it looked like, in front of the 19. However, I really can't look at it, but that's what it looked like. I'm not saying Dwayne did it or Zachary did it, but that's what it looked like. So with no yellow, I really can't look at it. But that did put Zachary Workman down on the pit road here. Oh, he's got a meatball, too. He took a hard lick there, so he is down on pit road. Fast repair is being used up, no doubt about it. Back to 3 wide up front here. I think they just like hearing me yell 3 wide. I really do. Now Les Levy caught on the outside by himself, and it looks like he is going to fall right behind the 85 of Adam Kilday here. Lap number 30, folks. And Robert DuPont has led a lap here tonight. And taking a look here at our past winners so far this season: Hunter Reynolds, round 1, Mark Person, round 2, Gabe Butler, round 3. Who we going to see in round 4 tonight? And we're going to have a repeat winner, or are we going to see a new driver and bring it home into victory lane? Now Peter DeBorgia back out front. Peter has led a lap, and he looked like he hit a small tree out there here as well. Oh, we've got a yellow here too. Sean Stevens going around here, and it looks like that was the 0-14 of Jesse. Did Jesse hit the apron and then come back up and clip? Yep, that's exactly what happened. He hit the apron and then come back up and clipped Sean Stevens. And that is what sent Sean Stevens around, as we can go here right there. That is all it took to send Sean Stevens around, and nowhere to go for Steve Rada as he glitches through him. And then right down into the 48 of Schroeder. And the number 4 of Rick Seabrand's not having any luck out here tonight either. It seems like when something happens, he's right there. I think he might have got a little bit of damage in that too. Let's see here. We can go ahead and check on Rick. And if he did, it looks like it's light. But yellow's back out once again. Well, it looks like everybody stayed out. Well, for the most part. Looks like the top 14 stayed out. Everybody behind them, from Scott Warren to Dustin, Mark Mann, everybody on back came down pit road. That's from 15th on back. This is setting the stage up right here. Some drivers on the apron here trying to save some fuel, which I think they got plenty to make it. Oh, Bubba, it is starting to heat up here in Arkansas as well, man. So I think we were at 93 or 94 today. I think the heat index was like 100 or so. What I was seeing. Now, I wasn't outside, so I don't know. Was that the heat index, Steven? 105? Okay, yeah, so it was probably close to that here then, because remember, I'm not that far from you, so. Yeah, I think we hit 93 or 94 today, so yeah, it was hot. It was hot, for sure. It looks like tomorrow we're supposed to be at 96. Maybe a little bit of a cold front next week, back down in the high 80s. All right, well, here we go. DeBorgia, Butler, English, Kilday, Hunt, Livy, Crosby Jr., Crosby Sr., Jimmy Reynolds, DuPont, Walker, Brigante, Warren, McCullough, and Wolf. That is our top 15. Yeah, I know I have a feeling it's going to be a brutal summer once we hit, August, September time frame. Probably even at the end of July, it's probably going to be hot. All right, coming up on lap number 35 when we get the restart. So that's going to put us at about 6 to go for our stage here. Now remember, they get up there to about lap 38. That's probably going to be it, 38 or 39. If we get a yellow somewhere around in there, that'll be it for the stage. But we could go all the way up to our stage here tonight. The completion of lap number 40 to 41. Pace car down to the safety of pit road. Here we go. Green flag going to fly any moment. Man, that inside line, 44, 53, 1. I don't know what was going on down there, but Anthony English and Dave Hunt was ready to go. They're like, come on, Peter, get it in gear. 44 and 53 was just ready to get on the gas. Where you at, Sass? Up there in the Great White North. You can just give me the state. You don't have to give me what town. 3 wide back here, the 76-43, the 8. Let me guess, y'all's up there in Canada. Lap 36, Gabe Butler lead the way. Man, up back here, oh my golly, they are getting all deck and deck back here too. Man, they are nose to tail. Yeah, that was Celsius. Come on, Kyle, you know better than that. 32 Celsius is freezing tip. Uh-oh, 85 up in the wall. That's kill day. No yellow. Not yet, anyway. Oh, we're going to have a yellow. There it is. All right, we got to find out what happened to Adam here first, because that's what sent him up into the wall. And it looks like, oh, what was it? Oh, the 15. Oh, no. Oh, rubbing. I think a little bit of rubbing. Man, they are neck and neck right here. The 88, 85, and the 15. That 15 all over the back of the 85. And, yeah, that is exactly what happened. Ended up hooking the 85. And then right there, the 15 getting hit by the 17. Right back up into the 85. That sent the 85 up into the wall. It looked like there was okay for the most part. And I am not sure what happened to the Simability 85. I thought he had it saved, but apparently he did not. And right down into the 77. I think a little bit of net code after the fact, too, right at the same time of the hit. Because you see that 77 pop up in the air. Nowhere to go for the 43. No, 78 sliding through as well. 73, nowhere to go either. Zachary Workman in the 19. Well, all right. Well, we will see if that is it. Now, everybody is coming down pit road, so... Canada. Okay, so yeah. Well, 32 degrees Celsius. Well, let me see here. I've got my old trusty Google here. Yeah, 32 C in Fahrenheit is about 89. Close to 90. You might as well say about 90 degrees. So I think I would rather deal with that than deal with the heat index down here. 90 degrees with no heat index. I'd take it all day long. That 89.6, yeah. My trusty Google. That's oh, across from Detroit, Michigan. Okay. Okay. So y'all's a little further north. I thought it was always cold up there. I thought I didn't think y'all ever got out of the 20s Fahrenheit. I thought it was always cold. I'm with Steven on that one. Yeah, but y'all's heat index probably ain't nothing compared to what ours is. I don't know. I've never been to Canada, so I don't know. I'd have to have a passport to go anyway, so. I know when they say heat index down here, they mean every bit of it. When it's 105 heat index and it's 100 degrees outside, it feels like 130. All right, well, here we go. So it will be a lap number 40 when we get Greene. So it'll be a one-lap shootout to the stage, I do believe, unless they called it there. Moose Pie, how you doing, Moose? See you out there in chat, hanging out with us. Nice to see you. All right, lap number 40 coming up. If they didn't call it the stage, then it'll be like a green white here at the line. However, Scott Warren, Gabe Butler, Jimmy Reynolds, Robert DuPont, Jeff Crosby Sr., Ron Dill, Brett Wolf, Anthony English, Christopher McCullough, Les Levy. That's our top 10 here. James Mayer, Andy Brigante, Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder, Dave Hunt, Peter DeBorgia, Zachary Workman, Chris Brian Baker, Rick Seabrands, AJ Walker, top 20. Zachary, unfortunately, has been kind of in a bit of some pickles out here tonight as well. He's been a bit of a ping pong ball, I guess you could say, or a pinball, like a pinball machine. David Casper out there in chat. How you doing, buddy? And here we go. Greene's back out once again. Back underway here tonight at the 08 of Daytona. Pretty much at the halfway mark here tonight. 4 yellows for 11 caution laps. 41 laps to go. 15 lead changes so far here tonight. I do expect that lead change number to go up. Hopefully we don't see a whole lot more of those yellows, but you know, it is a possibility that we could. We are watching some more 3 wide up here as well. That is Anthony English top side, Peter DeBorgia, Zachary Workman even trying to workman his way back up toward the front. Yeah, he has led 5 laps here tonight. I know his family's out there tuning in as well somewhere. Not sure where, but I know they're probably out there, so. Keeping the igloo air conditioned, huh? Oh, man. All right. We are officially at the halfway mark here, folks. 40 laps to go here tonight. Still a handful of laps, 40 laps left here. Still plenty of laps left here for, you know, a lot that can happen. Unfortunately, we have lost 2 drivers out here tonight, Jesse Meyer and David O. But we've still got 30 drivers out here, 32 started. So it is still anybody's race, and one driver is just 1 lap down. That is Steve Arata, the 03. Now he is hanging out back here, it looks like, with the 9, the 81, the 24, and it looks like the 33 also back here too. They're kind of hanging out doing their own thing. Probably a smart idea, stay out of the mess up here. That's kind of what it is. It's a big mess. Gabe Butler under fire here by Anthony English to the inside. Battle for the lead once again. Rada, I don't know. I've always called him Rada. I've always called him Rada. So he's never said anything to me. So, I mean, either I'm right or I'm wrong. I don't know, but I've always called him Rada. Steve Rada. It might be Rada. I don't know. But to me, it's Rada. Ooh, side by side up front, Stu. Yeah, man, they are getting awfully squirrely, too. I've only been out here about 6 laps, so, you know, nowhere near pit stops, but, and these cars are brutal. Oh, no, we've got the 76 going sideways as well. We're going to have a wreck. Oh, no. All right, well, I want to find out it actually started. Oh, we had 2 things kind of going at one time. We had an incident up here with Lynn McNeese and the 76 of Scott Warren. I believe that is the 76. Yeah, and then we had something going on up here with Zachary Workman. So let's find out what happened here to Scott first. It looks like Scott was right there, and then, yep, the 84 right there, that right front to the left rear, hooking that 76 machine. That's going to throw him sideways, and then right back here to Workman. Like I said, Workman just not having the best of luck. I think he was seeing what was going on up front, and then the 17 was right there, and then another bumper hook here from the 17th. Actually, it was more of a bad push, I guess you could say, right there, that right front, clipping and pushing that left rear the wrong way. And that just hooked the 19 of Zachary Workman. That sent that Instacart 19 sideways right down into the 48. Then the 04 of Mark Mann, the 43, the 4. And it was on from there. It looked like the 62 of Les Levy, the 78 of Christopher Jordan, the 30 of Ron Deal. Also kind of in the mix here too. So, unfortunately, man, the yellows just, not being too friendly out here tonight. But, you know, it's these cars, man. Well, you know, if it is, he hasn't ever said anything to me, so I'm assuming if he comes up to me and says it's Rada, then, you know, I'll change it, but until then, I'm going to stick with Rada. All these yellers is Eric's fault. We'll blame it on Eric here tonight. Yep, yeah, he predicted 8, and he said it's the wind. It's the wind. I know they were dealing with some wind out here tonight, too. And, yeah, they're still dealing with it. And it's about 8 miles an hour still yet. So, yeah, it is a little on the stronger side for sure. Now, Frank Ranger Jr. out front. He pitted at about 8 laps ago. Let's see if he comes down pit road this time. He has not led a lap yet. He does not have a fast repair left either. So we'll see what the 73 does. And it looks like Frank Ranger Jr. is not coming down. He is going to stay out. So, oh no. Everett Lane with a meatball. He does not have a fast repair left. Oh. Ouch. Frank Ranger Jr., Gabe Butler, Andy Brigante, Christopher McCullough, Peter DeBorgia, Robert DuPont, Brent Wolf, Jeff Crosby Sr., A.J. Walker, James Zamara, top 10, coming to lap 48 here tonight. Waiting on the pace car to dive off here, folks. And it should be diving off here momentarily. There it goes. Pace car down to the safety of pit road once again. We've had our fair share of yellows here tonight. And already some bumping going on to the outside. The 903 of Christopher McCullough telling the 88, hey, let's go. He's ready to rock and roll. And the 73 of Frank Ranger Jr. did lead a lap under that yellow. He is caught on the bottom here, and we're going to see here what happens coming out of turn number 2. If he stays up there, if he pulls down, not entirely sure. Looks like he is going to pull down and let these drivers go around. So he did lead a lap, though, so good job on leading the lap. And he is just going to stay on the apron and fall back here. You're going to let everybody go around here and maybe catch back up here as we get into the latter half of the race here. He fell way back here, though. So he is out of the draft. But, there is a but there. Still, a lot can happen between now and the white checkered flag here tonight as we're seeing 3 wide once again up front. That is the 13 of Andy Brigante. That was right in the middle, and he is still technically in the middle. He is in the middle of the 15 and the 84, and he keeps falling back. He doesn't have any help. That's just like a parachute. He just doesn't have any help at all. Now he's going to fall right behind that 44 of Anthony English, and he hooked him. Good save by the 44, but the 13 hooked him. Oh, man. Good save, Anthony. Boy, that could have been bad. Nerditudes out there in chat. Let's see here. And that was Dustin. Oh, that was a one-off. Oh, well, we hate it for you, Dustin. You know me. I hate seeing drivers get out of the races, man. I really do. Oh man, he's calling these cars turd boxes. I think I've raced the next gen cars like one time. That's it. That's all I've raced them. I'm still a big fan of the old trucks, the 2013, or is it the 2011? Anyway, it's the old trucks. I'm not missing much. I love the old trucks. For some reason, I just like the older trucks. And I don't know with the new draft model and everything, it might be totally different. But I know when I first joined back in 2016, man, them trucks were amazing. Is it pronounced Rada or Rada? For Steve Rada or Rada? Father Rada. So Rada. So Steve Rada. Oh no, the 77 going around. Chris Breidenbaker. Good save, Chris. I got to look at that here. Because Chris was sideways, literally sideways, and he saved it. Good Lord Almighty! Wow. Rada. Oh, Rada. Okay, so it's Rada. Well, I've always called him Rada, so. Yeah, the legacy trucks. Yeah. Yeah, I love those. Yeah, I loved them. And then I got into, we're going to have a battle back here, too. It looks like the 48 and the 53 was duking it out back here, too. Everybody's all right. And then I got into racing the old Corvette DPs. And got into those. But, you know, guys, I haven't raced in, 9 years or better. So, I think everybody would tell me to get back into booth where I belong if they seen me out on the racetrack. Because, oh no, yep, this is not going to end well. No, we're going to have a yellow. Yep. Oh no, looks like Lynn McNeese was right in the middle of this too. And it looks like he was right back, but it looks like it might have started up here or around Zachary Workman. Let's find out here. Oh, yeah, right there. It was 126 was on top side here. It looks like Zachary was coming up on him, and then right there, a little bit of a hook from the 126 to the 19 right there. That hit the 19 down into the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., and then that shot both of them right up into, oh no, the 95 of James Mayer, Lynn McNeese. Looks like Dave Hunt gonna get a piece of that as well. Oh, man. Well, they're 4 wide, just not the 4 wide they want to be. And they almost got their rear end taken off there, too. It looks like Peter DeBorgia is taking his car behind the wall here tonight. Peter does, well, he did have a fast repair left, but it looks like he chose not to use it. And you talking about Zachary Workman? No, Zachary does not have a fast repair left. No, he does not have a fast repair left. James Mayer does. Now, he's got a meatball. I would imagine he'll have to use that fast repair here. Looks like he's having some problems getting it down pit road here, too. It's not wanting to turn at all. Yeah, he is having all sorts of problems here, but it looks like he did get it down pit road, but is he gonna be able to get it into his box here? That's going to even be the bigger question. It looks like he did. So he will have to use his fast repair here tonight. Lap 56 here, folks. We're setting at 6 yellows here this evening. 25 laps still left to go. Peter lost connection. Oh. Is he going to be able to get back out there? Yeah, here he comes. Yeah, he did make it back in here. Unfortunately, it stuck him a lap down, but, you know, all he needs is a yellow and not involved in it, and he'll be back up on the lead lap. So, you know, he is reconnecting. All righty, bud. Appreciate it, Dustin. We got the old nerditudes out there here tonight. Well, let's see here if maybe we can pull maybe somebody up here in the booth. Nah, I think I'll just keep the peace and not pull anybody up here until the end of the race. Why, you know, how about that? Because I think probably we're having some Benny Rosenberg out there. Call up Dill during the caution. Oh, yeah, I could do that. I mean, yeah, I forgot about old Ron. Yeah, Ron's, you know, he's set right now 19th there in that Hockey America car. We'll wait probably until the next yellow. We might get Ron up here and talk to him here tonight. As long as Ron's not involved in it. Yeah, I did see that. I do remember that. Remember, I'm not feeling well, so I know. Yeah, he said something about that way up at before the broadcast here tonight. He even topped it up in there in chat. So I know I'll be taking my meds as soon as this race is over with. Oh, we still got racing next week, July the 6th. Talladega, round number 5, and then round number 6, July 13th at Atlanta. July 20th, IRSS for round 7, round 8, July 27th, Daytona. August 3rd, Talladega for round 9 and round 10 to round out the regular season. We'll be at the 08 of Daytona. The upcoming races, remember, we only race 80 laps in regulation. We do have 2 GWC attempts if need be. All right, Steven. Get some rest, bud. Don't work too hard tomorrow. All right, green flag back out once again. Here we go. Already seeing these guys getting a little dicey here as well, and it looks like old Ron has got a black flag. He is down pit road. Not sure what happened to Ron Dill here. Uh-oh. Looks like something's going on with the 77 of Chris Breidenbaker here. No yellow. Everybody's all right, but I know he is at a low speed, trying to get back up to speed as well. Oh, no, the 62 around. Are they going to be able to save it? Nope. Les Levy goes around the one Oh, no, Peter DeBorgia involved in this as well. Looks like Andrew Schroeder, too. Oh, no. Well, looks like they were coming up on and around the 77. You've got Andrew. Oh, it looks like right there. Oh, Andrew blew his motor right there. Right here, you're going to see the smoke come out. 62 right there as well, Les Levy. And that is actually what started it all. Nowhere to go for Les, nowhere to go for Peter. And that is actually what set the stage here. And both of these drivers going to go down into pit lane here. It doesn't look like they got a yellow, but... or it doesn't look like they got a black flag, so I guess that was a good thing. Yeah, Andrew blew his motor. All right, well, let's see. Oh, no, Ron is, man. Let's see if I can get old Ron up here real quick. I gotta find him. I know he's here somewhere. Maybe. Oh, there he is right there. Let me see here if I can bring him up. He is full loud pedal right now on all around the racetrack. It looks like he is going to have to slow down as he comes up on the pace car here. Now, is he going to have to let everybody by? That is going to be the question. At the moment, he's not having to let anybody by, but blinked and then popped. Oh! Yeah, it looks like old Ron. Yeah, it looks like Ron's going to have to let everybody by. That's going to put Ron back a lap down unless he gets the wave around here, which, if that was the case, it probably already should have happened. No, well, he pitted too, so probably won't be the case. 20 laps to go here tonight. Man, it's been an eventful night, that is for sure. 7 cautions, 16 laps, 20 laps to go. 23 lead changes here this evening. Well, we're watching him. He did pit, so yeah, he is not going to get the wave around because he pitted. And if you pit, you don't get the wave around. So he is going to have to dive down to the bottom here and let everybody go around. Oh, man. Well, I'm not counting him out by any means because, you know, all it's going to take is a yellow. And as long as he's not involved in it, he'll be back on the lead lap. Now, Les Levy is also a lap down. Peter DeBorgia, Chris Breidenbaker is a lap down, but they're on pit road here. So really the only two at the moment is Ron Dill and Les Levy. And here comes Peter. Okay, so that's going to put Peter a lap down, but Peter's also got a black flag here too, so I don't know if he's going to have to serve it under Greene or what. All right, pace cars down to the safety of pit road. It'll be 18 to go at the green. Here we go. Green's back out once again. 18 laps remade here tonight. Round number 4, season 17, the OP Super Speedway Premier Series here at the 08 of Daytona. Big shout out to Alex Greene sponsoring tonight's race here this evening. We do appreciate it. Of course, without all the sponsors, you know, they wouldn't be able to get this all broadcasted as well, and y'all wouldn't be able to watch it. So, you know, big shout out to all the sponsors, you know, all across the board, from Mondays to Thursdays to Saturdays, even Sundays as well. So big shout out to everybody out there. Of course, a big shout out to all the fans out there that tune in each and every week. And we do appreciate y'all. We love y'all coming out here and talking it up and chat, even if you're out there racing and you don't have a good race, or even if you don't like the cars. Talking to you there, Dustin. Talking about you there, Dustin. You know, we appreciate y'all regardless. So, Dustin, not a huge fan of these cars, I can see. So, you know I gotta pick on you, Dustin. You know I do, man. Yeah, it wouldn't be me if I didn't pick on you. You know that. All right, Christopher McCullough up front. He started 30th. Yeah, and he is pushing up front, but man, I do not think they can make it to the end for sure. Right, Dustin, right? I mean, man, that third place finish, man, you're very good at that. Very consistent. I gotta say, very, very consistent in that third place on Saturdays for sure. I don't even know what to say about it. Just, you know, being consistent, man. That's all you got to do. You pay rent for that position now. Oh, man. Hey, it's a podium. You got that right, Eric. It sure is. But, you know, it just seems like Dustin just can't break that third place gap, you know. I mean, he could be right there. I mean, he could be in second, and for some oddball reason, he'll get a third, which I don't understand it. I really don't, but that's usually what happens. But yeah. Yeah. 4th third place finish in a row. We'll see if you can do that. Well, it'll be your 4th third place finish. I don't know if it'll be in a row, but I know it'll be right. It'll be up there somewhere. 14 to go. I just don't think they can make it. I believe they're going to have to come down pit road. I really do. They've already been out here 6 laps. That's going to put them right at that 20 mark. I guess if maybe you could save a couple of laps, you might have a chance, but it's going to be close. I just don't. I just don't foresee it happening. I really don't. The ring bearer. Oh, golly. Well, Andrew Schroeder has gone ahead and taken his car behind the wall. I remember he did not have a fast repair either, so, man. So Peter DeBorgia, Les Levy, Ron Dill, 3 drivers, 1 lap down. They need a yellow of some sort to get back on the lead lap, especially Peter right now, who is leading the other two drivers that are a lap down. They are vying for that lucky dog spot. If a yellow was to come out, and the way that 33, though, right there is all over the back end of that number 1 machine, man, definitely could be become an issue if something was to happen back there. Now, I am going to keep my eye on it in the timing screen, but I do want to stay up toward the front here. With 12 to go, I'm very concerned that they're not going to have enough fuel to make it. Even those that may be a 1 lap difference, I just don't think they will have enough fuel. I really don't. I think they're going to have to save, and maybe they're banking on a yellow as well. I don't know. I'm not down there, so I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. Oh, man. Adam Kilday, Christopher McCullough. You got the 126 of Robert DuPont, Anthony English, and Jeff Crosby Sr. That is the top 5 at the moment. You also have Gabe Butler, Scott Warren, A.J. Walker, Jimmy Reynolds, Rick Seabrands rounding out the top 10. At the stripe, it is going to be 10 to go here tonight on MaxspeedTV. Now, I believe under 10 to go, all the cautions are on iRacing. The admins will not throw a yellow, so I do believe that is right. Dustin, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You've been up there in the admin portion, I believe, before. You know how it all works. So if iRacing doesn't deem it as a caution, then it's not a caution. Under 10 to go. So now it is all iRacing. Here we go. I was correct. Gotcha. All right. See, I'm learning. Watching 3 wide back here. Guess who it is? Yep. If you guessed the 19, you was correct. Because that's exactly who it is, right behind the 53 of Dave Hunt. And I think Dave is in a prime spot right now. He has got one heck of a driver behind him. Even though Zachary has kind of been a pinball here tonight, I think Dave is in a good spot. If Zachary can get up there onto the back of the 53 without popping the engine, I think Dave can get pushed up to the front. But right now they're just being a parachute, and well, it looks like Zachary's going to fall back down to the middle line. That's going to leave Dave up there to the outside. They're still 3 wide up here, though. Kind of mid-pack, man. This is a little dicey up here. 8 to go. iRacing only cautions now. Yep. They're on engines. They're squirrels. Yeah, and I totally get that. During the race, before 10 to go, I get it, kind of set everybody back up. But yeah, under 10 to go, I would definitely leave it on iRacing for sure. Watching Zachary Workman back here. He is still 3 wide. I don't know if the damage on that car is preventing him from getting any type of runs, though. He's just not able to get up and around anybody. Christopher McCullough, though, leading the way. Anthony English, Scott Warren. You also have Adam Kilday, Jimmy Reynolds, Robert DuPont, Andy Brigante, Jeff Crosby Sr., Lemon Gabe Butler, and they have been out here now at about 13 laps. This will be 14 laps this time by. I just don't think they have enough fuel to make it. I really don't. Do they have enough to make it? Yes or no in chat? Do they have enough? That way the blame game goes on iRacing. They don't have enough to make it, Eric is saying. All right. Well, 6 laps to go. Let's see. They've been out here 14 laps. 13, 14 laps. So, I don't think they have enough. I really don't. Oh, we're going to have a yellow, though, it looks like. Maybe. 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 Yep, there it is. Yellow's out. Well, that's going to change the fact here. It looks like Lynn McNeese. Oh. Oh, wow. It started back a little bit further than what I initially thought here. Now, it looks like Lynn McNeese in the 15 was duking it out there. A little bit of 3 wide action. And then it looks like the 13 right there getting sideways. And Zachary Workman going sideways and then right up into the wall. Looks like the 13 and the 84 got connected once again. And then the 4 nowhere to go. Right into the back. Oh, no. And we also seen, Zachary Workman get loose. It took me on Zachary first, but that was, kind of right at the whole shish kebab here, I guess you could say. Oh, Zachary come right down into the 9, too. Looks like Dwayne Corbett, though, was able to get around it, so good deal. Oh, man. Well, this is definitely going to get them to the end for sure. And I believe it's probably going to set us up for a GWC attempt here tonight, too. Now, we get 2 attempts at a GWC. So looks like we are going to be under a GWC attempt here, though. So, a GWC attempt 1 of 2 here coming up at you. We're going to have some overtime here tonight on MaxspeedTV for everybody tuning in here tonight that's left with us. 10:37 Eastern, 9:37 Central. Yeah, a few of them stayed out. Well, I say a few, all the way back to 13th here, Brett Wolf. So, looks like everybody else did pit, and looks like Peter DeBorgia stayed out. He is our lucky dog, so it looks like he is going to come down. Got his lap back, and he is coming down pit road. And I believe he was able to get it woed down quick enough, too, not to get a speeding penalty. Oh, man. It looks like Zachary Workman has taken his car behind the wall here tonight. They extend fuel tanks, yeah, but I don't know if they extend them a whole lot. What about maybe 2 laps? Maybe 2 laps. I mean, you're a driver, Dustin. You would know. Well, you don't have to worry about making anybody mad up here or mad at you. You can make everybody mad at you if you're up here in the booth, and you're up here in the booth. So that's why I'm up here and they're down there. That way, if I make somebody mad, I don't care. I'm up in the booth. I'm not on the track. So just to give you some food for thought out there, Dustin. I know I'm friends with a lot of drivers out here. Friends with pretty much everybody. But when it comes to race time, I'm not your friend. I will call it like I see it. So, yeah, no revenge either. Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do? Wreck you from the booth? All right, GWC attempt number 1 coming up. The way it works, we're going to go green. If we get back around and take the white flag, that's it. They will race it back to the line. If, however, yellow comes back out before the white flag, we'll do it one more time. Now remember, 2 attempts. That is all they get. Got Kilday, English, Reynolds, Crosby Sr., Butler, Walker, Mann, Stevens, Hunt, and Corbett. Rounding out our top 10 here. Of course, it is still anybody's race. Pace car down to the safety of pit road. Here we go, folks. Greene is out. GWC attempt number 1 underway here tonight. Anthony English, Adam Kilday, Jeff Crosby Sr., Jimmy Reynolds, A.J. Walker, but I am watching everybody else too. Whoa, we got some movement going on. The 44-15. I think Jeff Crosby Sr. is trying to follow that 44 machine here. 3 wide, we're going to have a wreck behind them, and the yellow is back out again. Oh, it looks like Steve Rick. Oh, it looks like it might have actually started right up ahead here. Maybe with the 76. Was that Scott Warren in the mix here too? Yep, and there's Scott. Looks like the 33. That is Jeff Crosby Jr. Looks like they were duking it out right there, but and then right up in through somewhere. Oh, right there, the 78 got up into the wall. And that put the 76 into the back end. And then right there, Rick Seabrand's just really nowhere to go here. It looked like maybe some net code there too. I'm not entirely sure, but we can watch it right here. That sent the 4 down. 126 in the back end of the 76. The 4 down in front of the 8. And then it was kind of on from there. Looks like the 73, the 3, or 03, and the 1. Oh. All right, well, GWC attempt number 2 coming up, and this is it. Next flag will end it. All right, well, it looks like Anthony English had to come down pit road. That's going to put Sean Stevens has been out here 20 laps. James Mayer has been out here 20 laps. Dave Hunt has been out here 21 laps. Jeff Crosby Jr., Christopher McCullough, they've both been out here 4 laps. Scott Warren, 4 laps. Robert DuPont, 4 laps. However, Anthony English, Jeff Crosby Sr., Mark Mann, Adam Kilday, Gabe Butler, A.J. Walker, all these guys came down pit road. Well, that could either hurt them or help them. I guess, really, it all depends on what happens here, you know. Yeah, but the problem is, Dustin, is we've got a couple of drivers up here that have been out here 20 and 21 laps. So, you know, Sean Stevens, James Mayer, and Dave Hunt, they've all been out here 20, 20, and 21. So it's, they're pushing the issue here. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you too, Dustin. Well, lights are off. This is it. Whatever happens now happens. The next flag will end it after the green. We get a yellow, it's over. If we get the white flag, it's over because they race it back to the line. So now it is all up in the air on what could happen. If it can happen, it will happen. So, all righty, Moose, take care, get some sleep. Thank you for coming out here and tuning in. Appreciate it. Getting down to the end of the race here. Maybe next time we'll get Dustin up here and he can broadcast the race with us. Sound good? Sound like a plan, Dustin? If you're not out there racing? All right. Yeah, if you're not out there racing, then come on out here. And even if you are out there racing and you don't have a good night, just come on up here, join me up in the booth, and you know, we'll call the race together. I know you've been up in the booth many, many times before. You know how it works. If he blows up his car. Wow, Eric. Wow. Here we go. Underway. This is it. Whatever happens now happens. Getting a little dicey back here. 2, 3 wide even. I would rule out a 4 wide. We're going to go 4 wide. We're going to be wrecking. And with that caution, it is going to put Sean Stevens as our winner here tonight. We're going to get the white flag this time by James Amair in second. And Jeff Crosby Jr. I've got in third. However, we will wait for everything to cycle through. Before we get down to the nitty-gritty. But that is what I've got so far. I've got Stevens, Mayer, and Crosby Jr. top 3. Dave Hunt 4th. Christopher McCullough 5th. And I wonder if Sean Stevens ran out of fuel. No, they're just slowing down for the pace car here. That's what they're doing. Why is James Mayer up ahead of everybody? James, you're getting me confused there, buddy. Back off. Back up just a hair there, buddy. Every time they do that, they get me confused. So, yeah, that is the checkered flag. Sean Stevens, James Mayer, Jeff Crosby Jr. That is going to be our top 3 here tonight. Well, congratulations to Sean Stevens on the win here tonight. Probably not the way he wanted to get it, but I'm sure that's the way he'll take it here. Congratulations to James in second, Jeff Crosby Jr. there in third. We will get the top 3 up here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show here tonight, folks. So hang tight. Give me just a minute, and we will get them up here and talk about the race. We will be right back. Well, alrighty, folks. Well, I've caught up with the top 3 here tonight. We're going to go ahead and pull up that Skull 33 here this evening. Well, you know, Jeff, I was just down there with you guys. And I know you started toward the back out here tonight in 18th. You let a lap out here as well. But, I mean, these cars are a handful, and you combine these cars to this track. I mean, there's a lot that can happen, man. Kind of talk about what was going on down there, you know, when the racing was good and what was it like in traffic, you know, the tires, the how quick these cars can heat up when you're behind somebody. We just got to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun freaking race, that's for sure. Like you say, we started in the back of the pack, kind of just was getting a rhythm the first 15, 16 laps before that first caution came out, and then we were able to turn it on a little bit. And now knowing what the car was going to do, and you kind of saw the three wide action
Mm,
happen after that first caution. So you could see Workman and a few others trying to just make runs and go for it. But yeah, I mean, the car felt good, honestly. It made you grip the wheel a little tighter, that's for sure. You kind of just had to be patient. You had to stay in your line and only make moves when it was necessary. So,
yeah.
um, but all in all, it the track really wasn't too terrible. I mean, you could go three wide. You just really had to white knuckle it.
Yeah, and we seen when the three wide was happening. We seen that the drivers were doing a very good job of trying to give each other enough room, but you can only give so much room on three wide here. So we seen it all night long, and I know you were in a fair bit of your fair share of issues out here tonight. Even though you had to use your fast repair, you only had 8 incidents, incident points. So overall, I guess it wasn't a bad night, but then again, it could have been, I guess, better or worse, depending on how you look at it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think what really helped was the caution that came out with what it was at 3 laps to go.
Yeah.
I was gonna have to pit for fuel anyway, and I still had like 3 minutes of damage, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and pit under this caution. I think I restarted like 14th or something. I can't remember, but and then I just made that huge move down the middle just because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go, and it all worked out. Everybody had a pit for fuel and got to go on the restart in second. I really wish we could have finished it under Greene, but it
Yeah,
happens.
it happens. Yeah, it definitely happens. Well, we go to a track next week, much bigger, much wider. Talladega, round number 5, buddy. How do you feel about Talladega and these cars? I know these cars are pretty stable for the most part. So, how do you feel about Talladega?
Big track. It's going to be a lot of three wide action. Um, it's a lot more comfortable than this week, obviously. Like you said, it's going to be stable. You're going to see a lot more moves. I feel like a lot more people are going to be safe handling their cars and everything. And I think this car has been really good so far the last few weeks. So we'll see. Talladega is always a fun track because it's so wide and you can maneuver around there pretty well. So.
Yeah. All righty, buddy. Well, awesome job out here tonight. Like I said, you led a lap. You finished third podium. Awesome job. Overall. I mean, it could have been a whole lot worse, but it wasn't. You got a podium out of it. Good points night for you, Jeff. Any, final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P3 out here tonight and get ready for next week?
Yeah, just want to give a shout out to you up in the booth. Thank you for doing this season. I really appreciate you. Um, give a shout out to Sean Stevens again. I know I can't remember the last time he's won, but he definitely well deserved. He's been racing his butt off lately. Um, thank you to everybody in Team Three tonight. You had Workman there and AJ and my dad. It's just been a chill type of vibe the last few weeks, and it's been kind of nice. Let's try to go for a win next week.
Tell your dad he has come a long way. I know when I first started, he was having a rough time, but man, he's come a long way. He was up there running with the guys. Man, he is doing what what the Crosbys know how to do. Get up there and race, and he's doing an awesome job. You make sure you tell him that I am very very proud of him.
Oh, I will for sure. He knows that confidence is just through the roof right now, and he feels so comfortable, and you could tell. He
Yeah.
ran up front majority of the night, and it sucks that he had a pit for fuel there at the
Yeah.
end. But all I think he still finished 10th, so it worked out.
Yeah, definitely so. All righty, buddy. We'll go celebrate your P3 out here tonight. We'll see you next week, man.
See you, buddy.
Thank you, bud. All right. Well, that is going to bring us here to our P2 finisher here tonight, the 95 of James Mayer. James, man, you had your fair share of issues out here tonight, but yeah, I mean, you put yourself in a good spot here at the end. I know you were out here 23 laps. Okay, we got to talk about the fuel here because you had to have been on fumes.
Yeah, we were kind of banking on not making it to the white there. If we would have made it, uh, I don't know if we would have made it out of four. So,
Well,
uh,
Oh man, I think you're shocked. You're speechless.
Yeah, it was it was solely hoping that the hard racing continued there after taking the restart, and that we weren't going to make it um, under Greene, because if we were making it under Greene, I don't think I was going to make it to the end, but
Yeah.
it would have been close. But
And well, I gotta say, man, that Eagle won out of 5. You did what you had to do out here tonight. You were kind of a pinball out there here this evening too. You wasn't the only one. I think everybody out here at some point
yeah,
or another. I mean, nobody finished with 0 incidents. Nobody. Okay, so
yeah,
uh,
I'm not surprised by that. This is a tough track car combination
yeah,
here.
it is. Yeah, it definitely is. What was the toughest thing out there here tonight? Maybe for you, you know.
Managing the runs, and then just the car bouncing around. I mean, uh, it's all over the place, side to side, and then trying to watch the runs, trying to watch the runs coming from behind you, because if you weren't paying attention, they would be there before you knew it.
Yeah, well, my brother does have a name for this track. He calls it the Bumpy Bobblehead Daytona because of how bumpy it is. So,
Yeah, it is.
um,
I mean, in some of the corners, it looked like some of the cars were like bouncing off the ground. Like,
oh my
uh,
gosh.
it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's something.
Yeah, well, put it behind you. It's done. It's over with, at least for now. We go to Talladega next week for, round number 5, buddy.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about Talladega? Because I know round number 2, we was at Talladega as well. So, how do you feel about Talladega?
I better than here. We'd say that. Again, it's the car. It's a draft package. You got to manage the runs and
Yeah.
get in the line that has the momentum. And that's this draft package is something that's really not something you just sit and ride. And there's the second you let your guard down, that's the second it's gonna bite you.
Yeah.
You're gonna think you're okay, and the next thing you know, you're gonna have a car, 3 wide, 4 wide, whatever it is, and you're just be like, "Where did this come from?"
So when you get the runs, what you're saying is when you get the runs, you pretty much have to take the run. You have to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want the positions, if you're fighting and battling,
Yeah.
I think it's a mindset. I think you can say, "Hey, we got 80 laps to get through here, or 40 for the stage, whatever your goal
Yeah.
is." But yeah, if you want the position, you got to take the runs. I mean, that's and preferably you have someone to go with you,
Yeah.
so and you both can get clear and take the run and break the side draft and get either low or high, and it's just it's a cat and mouse game, really.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't have said it any better. Like I said, Talladega next week, it's a much bigger track. So, we're gonna see probably a lot of 3 wide there. With y'all, I wouldn't even roll out a 4 wide to be honest with you. So,
Yeah,
but it was an up and down night. Great racing overall. I mean, yeah, we had yellows, but I know that's the next gen car. Not everybody's used to driving it. Probably some drivers don't even have the experience in this car either.
yeah.
So, it's a learning curve, and I get that. So, and I'm sure everybody else is, kind of under the impression as well. So, but,
Hmm.
it is what it is. Hey, you finished second out here tonight. You started 10th, so not too shabby, buddy. I know you've probably got a few Final Thought shout outs. Thanks. You want to give before you go celebrate. So, I'll turn
Yeah,
the mic back over to you.
yeah, absolutely. Second place, we'll take it. We need all the points we can get. But of course, the guys again, as always, the guys behind the scenes at OP, all the admins, they keep this league running. As is every week, every race, tempers are going to flare a little bit, but for the most part, everybody here in the community does a good job at keeping it peaceful, we'll say. And so
Yeah.
shout out to everybody that shows up here and keeps the show running. You guys up in the booth putting on the show, and everybody out there that's tuning in, we appreciate it.
All righty, James. We'll go celebrate your P2 out here tonight, buddy. We will see you next Monday night if we don't see you Thursday, man.
Yep, sounds good.
See you, bud. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. Yeah, no, probably not the way he wanted it, but I'm sure that's the way he'll take it. John Stevens, buddy, awesome win out here tonight, man. You started in 28th. You led 4 laps. Of course, the most important laps, well, I guess you could say, was the GWC attempts out there here tonight. But, hey, you did it. You put yourself in a good spot. And I'm sure, like James, you were running on fumes there at the end. So kind of talk about the race, talk about coming down to the wire out here tonight, and talk about not pitting there, knowing that, you had a, you could have possibly run out of fuel. We got to hear from you.
Yeah, I'll take it anyway. I knew just working my way, staying in the back, trying to manage the runs and the bumps, trying to get up through there, but just biding my time because I knew, with this car and this track, it's going to be a challenge. Just to work your way around all the wrecks, but just biding my time. And when I decided not to pit, I was like, well, I was going to be about 0.2 short. And I was like, well, we'll give it a shot and see. But, with me being on the inside line, I figure worst case I do run out, I'm going to drop it off and let the guys go. But yeah, I mean, it's my first Monday win. I've been racing for 3 or 4 years in this league, and it's my first Monday. So
wow,
I'm all excited.
So you've gotten wins in the other series, which I know you have, but this is your first Monday win ever.
Yes, first Monday win ever.
Wow. Well, awesome job. And it happened on MaxspeedTV, too. Oh, man. Well, real quick, what was it like down there in traffic? What was it like kind of buying your time, kind of maybe in traffic, maybe just riding around? I mean, I know, you had your fair share of, incidents out here tonight too, but you did manage to keep your fast repairs. So, but what was it like, in traffic and, getting maybe caught up in something that, you were in the wrong spot at the wrong time? What was it like?
You really have to just pay attention, way in front of you just to see, when you get the runs, just let off the gas, ease into it and just pay attention. If you're on worn tires, don't slam on the brakes. I've seen that numerous times tonight where they just spin out, even on, caution laps. It's just pay attention, situational awareness, look what's going on around you. If you get somebody's getting a run behind you, just pay attention and be on the wheel, get ready to go.
Okay. All right. Well, couldn't have said it any better. That's why I'm up here and you guys are down there racing. Y'all would tell me to get back in the booth, and where I belong if I was down there on the track. So, I haven't raced in 9 years, Sean. So, it's been a while, but Daytona. Oh, wait, you got the bumpy track conditions. You got the car that, not everybody is familiar with the next gen car. The combination may not be great, but that's where that learning comes in. You've really got to learn this car no matter where you're at.
Yeah, I give it to the admins too. They built this setup and stuff and tried it out, and it's a good setup. You just got to get used to it.
Yeah.
You got to see how it runs.
Yeah, it looked very stable out there. Well, next week we go to a bigger track, Talladega, 2.66 miles. It's, 3 lanes wide. You could probably go 4 there, which with you guys, I wouldn't rule out a 4 wide for sure. But, Talladega, much bigger track, not as bumpy, although you do have a few bumps out there. But, with the momentum now going into Talladega, how you feeling about it with, round number 5, bud?
With this win here, give me some momentum to keep going next week and see what I can do. Qualify and see what I can do next week.
All right. Well, awesome job. Awesome win out here tonight for the Pepsi 27 of Sean Stevens. Sean, I know you got probably a few final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate, so I'll turn the mic back over to you, bud.
Yeah, Josh, you up in the booth for, doing this for the OP League and even our Speedway Monkeys. Just do an awesome job. All the admins and, an OP giving us a place to race and keeping everything up to date. And then my family and my wife and stuff let me do this 3 nights a week. So that's all I got.
All righty, Sean. We'll go celebrate your win out here tonight. Enjoy it. Get ready for Of course, next Monday for sure, Thursday if you're here, Saturday if you're here, or, Sunday. I'm sure we'll see you Sunday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday for sure. So, enjoy the, 4th of July holiday this week, and we'll see you next week. Sean, awesome job out here tonight, bud.
Josh, thanks.
Thank you, bud. All right, well, that's Sean Stevens out here tonight grabbing the win here this evening. Now, unfortunately, it had to end under GWC attempts, but I'm sure that is just fine with him. But let's get down here to the unofficial results, pending any admin stuff they have to do here tonight. Sean Stevens grabbing the win with James Mayer there in second, and Jeff Crosby Jr. there in third, Dave Hunt fourth, and Christopher McCullough rounding out the top five. Scott Warren there in sixth. Robert DuPont 7th, Lynn McNeese 8th, Rick Seabrands 9th, and Jeff Crosby Sr. rounding out the top 10. Peter DeBorgian 11th, Anthony English 12th, Steve Rada, or Rada. I've called him Rada for many, many years. I'll probably just stick with that. Now he'll finish in 13th. A.J. Walker in 14th here this evening. Dwayne Corbett 15th, Adam Kilday 16th, Mark Mann 17th, Christopher Jordan 18th, Brett Wolf 19th, and Gabe Butler 20th. Jimmy Reynolds 21st, Les Levy 22nd, Frank Ranger Jr. 23rd, Ron Deal 24th, Andy Brigante 25th, Zachary Workman 26th, Chris Bradenbaker 27th, Andrew Schroeder 28th, Everett Lane 29th, and Dustin Logston in 30th. Jesse Meyer 31st, David O 32nd, and Duke Conrad, he did not start here tonight. But our winner here this evening, Sean Stevens, bringing it home into victory lane. Well, we will be off tomorrow night and Wednesday night. We will be back in action Thursday night before the weekend break for the 4th of July, the OPTNT Series. Thursday night, 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central, right here on MaxspeedTV. A big shout-out to everybody tuning in here tonight. We do appreciate it. All of the 12 likes out here this evening. Thank you all so much for that. But until next time, folks, stay safe. And thank you all, and have a good night.
Well, it's Monday night and the caution's off you.